this tutorial, I'm going to be using my size 4mm hook, my measuring tape, and my stitch markers. So my stitch markers are inside here. So to get started, you're going to measure around your hips because it's your hips measurement you will be using. So you're going to measure around your hips. So you're going to make a foundation chain that is wide enough to pass your hips. So to get started, I'm just going to start by making a chain that is wide enough to pass my hips. I did a total of 180 chains. So your foundation chain is based on your size. So this is 180 chains, and this, when stretchy, can pass my hips. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to join the two ends. Chain 1. In the first stitch, go in with 1 double crochet. Go into the next stitch with 1 double crochet. Yarn over and go into the next stitch with 1 double crochet. So you're just going to continue with 1 double crochet in each stitch till you get to the end of the row. So now I've come to the end of the row, and I'm just going to slip stitch to close up the round. For the second row, chain 1, go into the first stitch with 1 double crochet and the next stitch with 1 double crochet. So you're going to continue putting 1 double crochet till you get to the end of the row. Now you're going to be working with 1 double crochet in each stitch till you get to a length that is slightly under your armhole, and then I'll show you how to do the sleeves and the neckline. But just continue with 1 double crochet in each stitch till you get to under your armhole. But if your waist is really smaller than your hips, because remember we used our hip size for the foundation chain, so if your waist is really smaller than your hips, you can do a decrease on both sides when you get to around the waist part, and then just continue with 1 double crochet. So I'm just going to do this till I get to under my armhole, and I'll let you know how many rows of double crochet I have when I get the length I want. Total of 56 rows. You can make it longer if you want your gown to be longer, or you can make it shorter, but I did a total of 56 rows. So now I stopped at the length where I got underneath my armhole. So we're going to be working on the armhole. So from here on, you're going to be working in flat. So what I did was I used my stitch marker to mark off one end of the gown to divide the gown into two. So one part is going to be the front panel and the other part is going to be the back panel. So I didn't bother putting a stitch marker at this end because this is the starting point, so I already know where I'm going to be starting from this end. So just use the stitch marker to mark off this other end. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on the back panel first before I work on the front panel. So I'm going to start by chaining 1, going to the first stitch with 1 double crochet, going to the next stitch with 1 double crochet. So just continue with 1 double crochet in each stitch till you get to where the stitch marker is. Now I've gotten to where my stitch marker is, and I went into the stitch with 1 double crochet. Now chain 1 and turn over and put 1 double crochet in each stitch. So you're only going to be walking back and forth from this to end with 1 double crochet in each stitch till you get the length you want for your underarm, and then I'll show you how to work with the front panel. So just keep going back and forth with 1 double crochet till you have the length you want, and I'll let you know how many rows of double crochet I do when, or I did when I get the amount of rows I want. Back panel, and I did a total of 12 rows of double crochet for the back panel. Now as you can see, I already worked on one part of the front panel. So what I did was I skipped one stitch and attached my yarn into the next stitch. So I have one stitch between the back panel and the front panel. So you're just going to attach your yarn. Now you're going to start by chaining 1. Go back into this first stitch with 1 double crochet. Now you're going to put 1 double crochet in the next 9 stitches. So you're going to have 10 double crochet because I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So I have 1 double crochet in 10 stitches. Now chain 1 and turn over, and you're just going to be working back and forth with 1 double crochet till you have a total of 12 rows, or how many rows? So the amount of rows you do for the back panel is the amount of rows you're going to do for the front panel. So since I did 12 rows, I'm going to do 12 rows for the front panel. So just work back and forth with 1 double crochet in each stitch, and we'll work on the sleeves. So now I'm done with both front panels, and I did a total of 12 rows of double crochet for this other panel, and then I just joined it to the back panel with a single crochet. As you can see, I already worked on one sleeve, so I'll show you how I did the sleeve. So what you're going to do is you're going to go into each stitch with 1 double crochet around the armhole. So so put 1 single crochet in each stitch around the armhole. Till you get back to this end. So I've come to the end of the row, and I'm just going to slip stitch. Now chain 1 in the first stitch, go in with 1 double crochet. Go into the next stitch with 1 double crochet, and the next stitch with 1 double crochet. So you're just going to continue with 1 double crochet till you get to the end of the row. From this point, you're going to be working in 1 double crochet, and each time you get to the end of the row, slip stitch, chain 1, and continue with 1 double crochet so you have the length you want for your sleeves. So I'm just going to do this, and I'll let you know how many rows I did for my sleeves. So now I'm done with both sleeves, and I did a total of 12 rows of double crochet, and then I did 1 last row of single crochet just to clean up the ends of the sleeves. So this is what the gown looks like. You can also go around the neckline with the single crochet if you prefer to do that. So that's it for this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in my next tutorial. Please don't forget to subscribe.